welcome to the end of the day with Ray. Today I have a special guest host, Mr. Harry P.
Oh my God, I am so excited to be on the end of the day with Ray, the special guest host. The very first time a special guest that has been the host of the whole show. So Ray has me on yesterday, you see the show, and we're talking about the Oloforici Oriem. And today I say, Ray, I could do the show, but I cannot do the blue dot in front of the face because I like to use my hands. So he says, oh, no, don't worry. We've got the virus thing, everybody got a mask. And so I got the mask. I do put the mask down sometimes because I see on Facebook that you don't want to get the COVID on the chin or the neck because it looks really bad if you get it on the chin or the neck. It's like an acne. And so during the COVID, I always wore the mask like this because that's what the Facebook says. But ladies and gentlemen, today I could talk about anything, Ray says. Talk about anything you want to talk about. But I got to tell you first. So I'm with Mr. Ray last night. And we do some celebratory drinking. And we're talking about the industry, the copy, the prints, all this stuff. And I tell Mr. Ray, I said, I know a lot of stuff about the media. I'm an expert on the media. I'm an expert on the consortiums. And I see the video, the Ray does the video. You see the video this week about the consortiums. And interesting, that article that Ray shares on the, what does he call this thing, the Sharp Magic Board? But he shares that on the Sharp Magic Board. And he talks about the problems and why the consortiums sometimes suck. I say, I'm an expert at that. I could help with people with that too. So it's all about the media. But I tell Ray this, I tell him this as we drink in the port. I say, Ray, why was there no media about me, this special guest from Europe, executive OEM informant? No media. There was no media about me coming on to the end of the day with Ray. And Ray says, oh, no. Ray is the largest media outlet for the whole entire documentary channel, so you don't need to do a press release about anything that goes on to the end of the day with Ray because it just floods through the whole entire market. Everybody watches the end of the day with Ray. I said, well, that's fantastic. And even more fantastic because I could be the special guest host of a show that everybody watches. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I want to do is I had to look at the media stuff out there, and I see this article. Industry. It's in the industry. And it's an article about a golfer getting put into a club. A golfer gets allowed to go to the club. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? I thought in the 50s and the 60s maybe that the courts said, the golfers, you could play anywhere you want. Even the woman golfer could play in the men club. And so I'm like, why in the world would this golfer be newsworthy to join the club? I don't know what the club is called. Let me get on the Sharp Magic Board and I'll pull up the article. So I pull up the article. It's on the Frank Canada. Oh, you gotta love Frank Canada. Frank Canada, he's got the articles and he does the television show, the Fridays with a Frank. I got to tell you something, Frank. If you watched yesterday's episode with me and Trish, you know that my mother was a star, a movie star, actor Pussy from the James Bond series. And basically, we know the people in Hollywood. And we could get a Frank Canada, without a doubt in my mind, we could get him to do the reversed mortgage commercials. The reversed mortgage commercials, Frank Canada. Perfect fit for this. Tom Selleck, he's been around a while. Frank Canada, he's been around a little longer. Tom Selleck, he knows a thing or two. Frank Canada, he knows a thing or 100. He knows all kinds of things. All kinds of things, this Mr. Frank Canada. So Frank Canada, a little bit of advice from Harry P. that maybe the reverse mortgage could be a great way for you to substitute the money that you're going to not get anymore from the production print people. Because let's face it, production print is not going to be going around much longer paying people to advertise for the machines that very, very few people in the whole world even use. So think about the reverse mortgages. But back to this article about the golfer getting admitted into the club. Folks, amazing stuff here. This golfer, Boris Allen, hit a golf ball across Niagara Falls. I'm thinking, holy crap, this is unbelievable. Where was the guy, who was the guy in the media that wears the hat? Where was the hat guy? He should have been at Niagara Falls when the golf ball went across the falls. He could have told everybody what happened. I tell this analyst, the guy with the ball cap, I say, you've got the great blog. The problem with your blog is this. Sooner or later, nothing will happen in the Energy Channel. No more. There'll be nothing left. Nothing will be happening. So I strongly suggest you start talking about what could happen, what might happen, what people are planning to have happen. Because if you just talk about what happened, like I said, sooner or later, your pages will be empty. Now, I want to talk about this golfer getting inside the club. It may give me a great idea. Let me go back. I got to go back to my marquee because I'm very proud to have my name on the marquee with the end of the day with Ray, Heavy P. But here's what I tell you. The BTA club. Oh, hang on. Mr. Ray has the hat. The BTA club. Oh, by the way, next week, next Friday, Saturday, Orlando, BTA meeting. But anyway, I think to the BTA, maybe, you should get a sports character to come to the BTA meeting. Seriously. Maybe we should get a football player to join the BTA. Because then we could tackle the customers or the enemies or the competitors. We could tackle them. And we could force them to buy the products. Because after all, what do football players do? They tackle people. I don't know if we want to bring a golfer into a technology platform. Now, we could bring the golfer in. The golfing people, they use some pretty fancy technologies. I mean, I think about the clubs. They're made out of the titanium stuff, you know, the stuff that does not break. What if we use the golf club material in the printer? And the printer lasted forever. I mean, even if the printer doesn't last forever, folks, I got to tell you, forever for print is only like a couple of years. So it doesn't really matter about putting the titanium in the printer. So that's probably not a good idea. See that? I talk myself out of the stuff I think about sometimes. So we got the screws in the heads of these clubs. You've seen them. You touch the screw, the ball goes this way, the ball goes this way. Unbelievable technology. I'm sure that Maurice, when he hit the ball across Niagara Falls, he probably had the rocket ship club. There is a club, I hear this through rumors, that you hit the ball and it generates such a force, it pushes the ball and it would go across the Niagara Falls. So who knows? But anyway, the golfing technology and the way the technology and printers work, I don't see a lot of similarities. But maybe this. You know, the golfers, when they hit the bad shot, they sell four. They yell four. Maybe he could teach. Maybe he could teach the channel, the dealers, how to say four in a powerful voice to alert someone of a danger. So we could say, use the technology and the verbiage around golfing to help you be aware of a hazard in the fairway. Because hazards in the fairway and hazards inside the technology channel. I've lost my accent somehow. But folks, so I'm trying to learn how to talk like Ray. And sometimes I end up talking like Ray by accident. I just got to tell you, it just happens sometimes. Because sooner or later, if Ray lets me do the more of the show, maybe I talk just like Ray talks, you know. But anyway, I try not to do that again. By the way, do you like my haircut? I tell Mrs. Liz, Ray's wife, I say, Mrs. Liz, could you cut my hair just like Ray's hair? Because I want to look like a Ray if I'm going to do the Ray's end of the day with Ray's show. She says, okay, look at this, a beautiful haircut. Thank you so much, Liz. So, folks, there's a lot of things about the golfing. But I don't understand how the golfing and the technology, but I think there could be something there. If we could use it maybe around the four. You know, we're going to alert people that there's danger, and these golfers know how to do that very well. They yell at four. When you hear that, you got to run, duck, cover, right? So maybe, hopefully that's what we get out of the golfer joining the technology club. But it's a good thing that this golfer was allowed into this country club called Consortium, because I thought, oh my God, this is terrible. You can't let the golfer in the club. But ladies and gentlemen, the other press, Patricia. Do we know Patricia? Patricia, what a beautiful woman. Patricia has a press. She's got the Patricia's pages, I think. But she's got the press. You go to her press. Oh my God, it's beautiful living. She's got the periods all in the right places all the time. You ever Ray? He writes something. Oh my gosh, you got translation. You got to get. Even if you're English, you got to translate what Ray writes. But Patricia, perfect punctuation. Punctuation's perfect. But here's the problem with Patricia. There's no bad news on the whole entire blog. No bad news. It's all a good news place. The problem is, like Andy's going to have the problem. Pretty soon, the industry that prints and sells and supplies the printer machines will not have any good news at all to say. It'll be all bad news. I know that Ray, he shares a lot of the bad news coming, but the bad news will eventually get here. Trust me, Ray knows what he's talking about. So sooner or later, when Patricia goes to get the article to put it into the blog, there won't be anything to put in the blog. The pages will be empty. So just some considerations. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope I was able to help you, but I think a couple of things are from today's video. The first thing is this. The BTA should get the football player so we can tackle the competitors and tackle the customers, force them to buy from us. Good idea. I think that could work. I think the golfer helping the technologies understand the danger's in the fairway. And when I say the fairway, I mean what? Here I go. I'm talking like Ray again. Folks, I tell you what, it's kind of hard to do this. But at the end of the day, everybody watching this show knows this for sure, right? Status quo is the killer of order to be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo. I see you all tomorrow. No, I won't. Excuse me. I got to do that over. Status quo is the killer of order to be invented. Have a great day. You'll see Ray tomorrow.